Something that's become incredibly popular over the last few years is certain wearable devices that track your nutrition. Now, I've made myself a little bit of a guinea pig in trying out all these different devices, from Whoop straps to Oura rings to Morpheus devices to Elite HRV, and all of them have certain value. Now, the first thing we need to understand before you go and purchase one of these things is, what are you going to do with the information? Okay, what is your goal that you're looking to get out of it? Now, the first goal I have, if I recommend it to someone, is to create greater awareness. So if we have you wear a sleep tracking device and you find that, wow, I didn't realize that when I drink alcohol, or if I stay up too late, or if I drink poor food, how that affects how I feel the next day, how that affects my physiology. And if it does nothing other than that, then it's done its job. Now, understand that a lot of these have some variability in terms of how accurate they are, especially if you're looking into things like sleep and telling it, exactly when you wake up and when you go to sleep. It's not going to be 100%, and especially not going to be telling you a whole lot about your different stages of sleep. Now, in terms of ones that will track your heart rate variability, there's some definite value in there. And what are you going to do with that information? You're just looking at trends. Now, same thing goes for recovery scores. Now, understand that each recovery score is usually some sort of formula that they don't share with you, because that's their intellectual property that they don't want to share. But at the same time, it's hard to tell the viability of those scores. Now, the problem is people take those scores and they allow that to drive how they feel, as opposed to the other way around. And so if you wake up and you have a low recovery score, don't hide under the covers and say it's not worth going out that day, because there is going to be some noise within that data, and that we can't necessarily put all of our weight into one recovery score. Now, if we notice that over time that your heart rate variability continues to lower, and your recovery scores continue to lower or stay low, well, then that's something that I'm going to pay a little more attention to, but I'm not even thinking about that until I've seen probably about a week's worth of data showing me that. Other than that, things that are valuable is looking at your resting heart rate and making sure that that is continually going down as our fitness improves. But we also have to consider, when is it not good for you to have a wearable device? Well, like I said earlier, if you're using that to drive how you feel, well, it's probably not the best thing for you. And if you're someone that has issues with something like sleep, tracking your sleep may be actually the worst thing for you, because you get so caught up in it, and we don't necessarily need something to tell you that you're sleeping poorly. And so I wouldn't recommend an Oura ring to someone who has sleep issues as their first intervention. Now, with all of these wearable devices, the most important thing, as I said earlier, is what are you looking to get out of that information? And it doesn't mean that you're going to be using it all the time or using it forever. It's just to create some awareness so you can help make better decisions in terms of your training, and get some feedback if your training and your lifestyle is driving you in the right direction. But other than that, don't get too wrapped into what that number shows you with your recovery score, or make all your decisions based on any one thing. Use that as piece of information collecting, along with a lot of other things, most importantly, how you feel and your performance, and let that drive your decisions in your training.